Hey everybody, welcome to JTV Extra. I'm Sandra Younger, and on this show, everything is about stringing materials, whether it be knotting, braiding, macrame, combining all kinds of designs. And today's project it's more of a construction type of project. That's why I call it the Construction Zone Edition. Because this one, I hope most of you by now know how to macrame, because a lot of my lessons, I do a lot of macrame, but this one is really cool because I'm going to show you how to seamlessly combine like two bracelets together so that you get a nice clean taper on the end. Some really interesting tips and tricks. And I hope that also when we finish this project, I'll be able to show you how to use this really cool like suede lace and how to braid it so that it is structurally sound and it doesn't fall apart when you wear it. Because I get so many emails from people, they buy these bracelets that are kind of like bound together on the ends, and they look pretty, but they're made wrong. And that is one thing that I teach. I teach how to make it how to make your jewelry pretty and not fall apart. If you're new here, welcome. We have a fantastic, just a really nice community. And I hope to see some of our familiar faces here. And if you want to shop for any of the products on the show, you just click on it. You can get a more in-depth description, add it to your cart, and don't forget to check out at the end. And also, if you love your board, hit the heart button, because I want to break the internet today. Because I kid you not, I just love this board so much that, I don't know what I'd do without it. Anyway, I will talk about the products that are on today's show, and then we will get to the customer slideshow, and then we will get to our project. All right, so here are the products on today's show. Let's see, first we have the blue agate. Okay, it's this blue, it's so pretty. This is, guys, there's only like 6 left. Take them home. $32.99, blue agate, 16 by 14 rice shaped, large hole bead. And they do, oh yeah, I was gonna say, and they do have a large hole. The hole is about like a 1.5 millimeter. Let's take a look here real quick, because I don't want to steer you wrong, but these are really pretty. Okay, so yeah, it's about a 1 1/4. They're not as big as they're not like a 2 millimeter, but they're really pretty. So look at that. Oh my God, they look like ocean, or like a planet. I don't know. They're just so pretty. I really like these. Really nice. And I have another picture here. So they're chunky. These are like big chunky beads, but they're very pretty. So this is probably the last chance. Oh, it says the hole here is approximately 2 millimeters. So I guess it's because the bead's so big, to me, the hole just looked a little bit smaller. Okay, so next we have, these are really pretty. These, this unakite. And this one, let's see, it's an 8 millimeter cube. And the tubes are 8 by 12 millimeters. And they have large holes. And one of the nice things with large holes, you can make some really interesting things, because that means you could put thicker cord, and like we're going to do today, which is going to be a really cool trick. Just another trick, but very pretty. And these are, I really like these. Okay, I'm going to show you. I know that you've probably seen them on my Instagram post, on my email, and everything else that I sent out, but I always love the rectangular these beads, especially with the large hole. You can get some really interesting looks. I kind of went nuts. It was really hard for me to sit there and photograph them, because I had all these ideas running through my head, and that's where I got the idea of today's project. Because what you'll see in a minute how I made this, because I wanted the ends to be very just real clean and tapered. So but this is how they look. Really nice beads. And let's see how much they are. Let me see. These are $69.99, and you get the 3 strands. It's sodalite, agate, and sandstone. Did I show that? Did I show the? I don't think I showed the agate, but there's an agate strand in there. And let's see next. Oh yeah, here they are, like a bracelet, but this isn't I don't think it's as pretty as you know, my pretty bracelets here, because I think it was like right after I took that shot, I was like, okay, I got to stop and start making stuff. And I ended up making, oh my goodness, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bracelets. Oh my goodness. And ooh, these agates, the orange ones, is it agate? Let me take a look. Unakite, Mookite, and carnelian. Okay, they're carnelian, 8.5 millimeter with large hole bead. Oh, the orange ones are so glowy. Check it out. And what I did was I strung a white cord through, which you really can't tell. And so that's what helps keep make them even more glowy. They're just really pretty. And the other 2 strands were, just equally as beautiful. And I think I have another shot here. Oh, no, was back up. Not this one yet. Let's see, I didn't make anything with the other 2, but I will, because I was so mesmerized by their beauty. But the orange was just, it's like, I couldn't stop. And these are, God, they're only $39.99, guys. And the strands are 16 inches long. These aren't like the little 8-inch strands. So this is like getting 6 of the 8-inch strands for like $39.99. That's a really good deal. And there are only 18 left. So grab them while they're gone. And our next product, which is, the tool that does it all. Then, a couple of weeks ago, I got an email from a customer she was telling me how much she just loved it. And she says it's a shy looking tool. I thought that was an interesting term, because she said that the things that you could do with it are outrageous. And the things that it helps do, I mean, aside from the fact that I teach so many different techniques, is that it keeps the measure for you, it keeps tension, and you can get your hands underneath your work. So having that elevation, it makes all the difference in the world. Because have you ever tried working on a clipboard and you can't get your hands? Look at the space, plenty of space on both of the boards. And that's because, the hardware. And each of the kits comes with a hardware kit. This is our small one, and this is the big one. And they both come with instructional DVD and an ebook, but don't even worry about that, because everything is online. You get so many lessons. And I just cannot say enough about just how awesome and amazing both of these tools are. And let me see here. I think this is our big flagship board, but the little one is just it's equally powerful. And I mean, there's just so many different techniques. You could do ladder bracelets, tassels. I mean, so many tools that you would buy separately, like a tassel maker, or a clipboard, or whatever kind of tool to do a certain kind of knot. This board does it, and it does it well. I mean, you're jewelry. I mean, here are just some of the benefits. It helps you knot your cords. I mean, and your work, I mean, it looks like something out of a magazine. I mean, professional, because I tell you what technique, what stringing material. I have all sorts of tips and tricks for just about every type of technique out there. So if you don't know, ask me, because I will be more than glad to answer. And you can work faster and more efficiently. That is one of the biggest things. That's why I'm able to prototype, just about anything. Because when you're designing, prototyping is very important, because you might have the vision in your head, but when you actually make it, it doesn't quite look like you expected it. But prototyping is so fast. I mean, I'll give you an example. A mala, let's say you want to do a design, or, whatever you want to do. I mean, I show how to knot up to 10, 100 beads in 10 minutes. Because I could do the malas. I'll tell you what cord to use, the technique and everything. And, this one, for example, I had no idea how it was going to turn out, but, prototyping was easy. And look at that. I mean, this one's braided. I tried a different like spacings in between my braids, and it just, I mean, it just came out like perfect. So that is one of the nice things about this tool. You achieve consistent, high quality workmanship for your necklaces, bracelets, and more, ensuring your jewelry looks impeccable. And guys, I don't care if you use plastic, or the highest quality of coil pearls. And I've said this over and over. The one thing that I teach is workmanship, and that is like the most important, because you'd be surprised. I get customers that say, hey, I've got a bracelet that, someone gave me years ago. It is like, it's just plastic, but it means a lot to me. And I don't want it to fall apart. As a matter of fact, I'm helping someone fix a glow in the dark plastic bracelet, like they're stars, but the bracelet's important to them. It fell apart, and I'm going to help them fix it so it never falls apart again. And plus, most of all, it is fun. I mean, this is like my life. Every day, I think about what I'm going to make. Buying beads is just so much more fun because there's so many ideas and just different things that you can do. Anyway, before I faint from raving about this board, I'm going to move on because it is the bomb. When I say it's a bomb, I mean it. It is like, I love it. Anyway, onto the deer suede lace. This is natural split suede. It is actually really, really cool. If I have time, I will show you how to do this because one of the things, I thought, oh, it would look really cool, like braided, because, and one of the things I did to give it kind of, you see, it's got like that patina look. I put paraffin on it, and I rubbed it in and kind of like hit it with a heat gun. But it's interesting the way I did this so that you get these really nice clean ends. And if I don't get to it today, maybe I'll put a lesson on my website because it is actually really cool. And this is a great piece for like layering, because I know I've gotten a lot of requests for like these types of bracelets that always fall apart, but mine don't. Where you have like different like parts like this, and you have them layered, and then you just kind of put them all together. But you know what? I don't, since these aren't these aren't quite finished. Oh my goodness! And this is the I want to get it on there because it actually looks, it's a real masculine look. I like it. I think it looks really cool. So anyway, that is the natural split suede lace, and you get 3 spools. Very cute spools, very handy spools. I think I got everything. I got, okay, the board, the beads, lots of beads, and anyway, that is everything on today's show. So if you want anything, grab it while it's still available. So, yeah, especially guys, if you're gonna like get it, I think like I said, the blue agate, there's only 6 strands left, and they're really, really like beautiful. Anyway, my favorite part of the show, the customer slideshow. I want to thank everybody. We got, I think, 2 people today, Susanna and Laura Lee. So you guys are being shy. Send stuff in. So here is this week's customer show. All right, first we have Susanna, Louisville, Kentucky. I love this necklace, and I'm wondering, Susanna, how you started it and how you finished it. If it was like the bail, pendant, and then back to the pendant again, because I couldn't see any like other knots in there. So I thought that was just really, really cool. Plus, I like your pendant. Very nice. And next we have Laura Lee, Florida. Okay, this necklace, I love the like the break and in the pattern with the lighter colored yellow, and how it just goes so cool with that really cool like pendant. The green with the yellow, it just like, is that like glass? Like Roman glass? Looks really cool, beautiful. And oh, here's another picture, because Laura Lee did 2 of them. There was a blue one and then the green one, and I like the the transition, like right where the pendant is, and then it's got the chain with the little wire wrap bead. You always have to have that wire wrap bead because it just gives your work a much a more finished look to it. Very pretty. And Susanna, Louisville. A couple of things I was wondering, Susanna, are these glass pearls like the Swarovski type? And also, I see that where it meets, like the pearl strands meet at the end. It's got like two like moose knots in there. I thought that was really cool. I've never done that. Usually I start and finish with the same knot. I don't know, but I think it adds a really cool, like extra, like touch to it. And I like the way you like attach the tassel to the wire wrap bead, the big wire wrap bead. Really pretty. And let's see, next we have Laura Lee, Florida. Okay, no sooner than I'd finished this lesson, Laura Lee already had like submitted this that same day. This was the hand-woven technique that I taught last week. And she did the more of the quote-unquote the cluster look, where instead of having one bead in the weave, there's like, I think there's like 2 or 3. I couldn't tell with those shaped beads, Laura Lee, because I don't know if they're like, it looks like 2 beads. They're actually stuck together, or if they were 4. I don't know, but I thought it came out really nice. And it's a really cool technique, because unlike if you took braiding, let's see, braiding, crochet, and then this weave, and this one would give the chunkier look using the same cord. So if you need the chunky look, then that woven technique from last week would definitely be the way to go. And plus, I think it's easy once you get the hang of it. Susanna, Louisville. Ooh, okay, we got to get a close-up of this, because I could tell this one is crocheted. Beautiful, exceptional, perfect like work. And I know that this one could be a little bit trickier, because you have to close the crochet look at the loop, and it's a little bit weird. But once you get the hang of it, it's like magic, because it makes like bigger beads like this, like dangle like that. And I think it looks really, really, really nice. And Laura Lee, Florida. Okay, this necklace is cool because it's got like a lot of like elements going on. It's got like the garnet cluster, which goes really, really well with the the smoky quartz beads. And then it's got the bronze cross, and then it's got that the suede lace in there. I just really like the way it is like it's combined. I really like necklaces and bracelets like that, where when you look at it, you need to keep looking at it longer, because it has a lot of like interesting and cool like elements to it. So very pretty. Love it. And this one by Laura Lee, Florida. These beads, they're like they're briolets, but they're diagonal drilled. Not side. Side would be from like a horizontal from left to right, but these are like a diagonal drill. And I just love that look. I don't know. It kind of reminds me of I don't know, like a plant or a bird, like a peacock. Because, mostly because it's labradorite, and labradorite is just like stunning. But this one came out really nice. And we have another one somewhere down the road. But here's a close-up of it. And, it's really cool that even the, the bail work going down with the beads on there, it has that like branchy, crooked look to it, which adds to the organic look of the necklace. So cool. And then next we have Laura Lee, Florida. Oh, next, okay, it's the same necklace, but it's on a bust, so that way you can get like an idea. And it's interesting because that way you can get an idea of what it looks like on like different kinds of skin tones, because not everything like looks good on my skin tone. So it's always important, like when I know that Susan on the Jewel School does that a lot, where she puts the like beads on different backgrounds, which really, really helps. And just look at this. It's so pretty. I can't stop looking at it. Okay, Susanna, Louisville, Kentucky. Okay, this one, it looks like it has labradorite, and they're mixed in with the I'm going to say they're glass pearls, because they're so perfect and shiny. And then it looks like it's actually that bead in the middle. It kind of looks like some beads that are on today's show. The agate, is it? Let's see, the blue agate. Is it, Susanna? It sure looks like it. And I like the way the tassel's on there. And I'm curious to know also how long this necklace is. I was wondering, because it doesn't have it it doesn't have a clasp, so that means it must go over your head, which means the pearls must be pretty big. I don't know. You tell me. Leave it down in the comments. I hope you're on the show today because I am very, very curious. And let's see next, Laura Lee, Florida. Oh, here's the like that necklace from before, but the this one is it like crystal? I don't know, but look at that. Maybe it's I'm not gonna say Herkimer diamond because Herkimer diamonds are a little bit like grayish, but beautiful, side drilled, awesome, very like clean and simple. I think it's so beautiful. Love it, love it, love it. And oh, the matching earrings. And you know, at first I thought these were done with wire, but it's actually like silver thread. Because is it, Laura Lee? I think it is because I can see there's like a little bit of twisting in the cord and then these teeny weeny itty bitty like melt spots on the end. Wow, that is so cool. Oh, those are really pretty. Oh, I bet they look so pretty like with the necklace and the earrings. Very pretty. Ooh, I want to make some of those. Now I'm inspired. And here are both of them, like side by side. I bet they would look so pretty, like layered. Oh my gosh, let's see. Ooh, look at the clasps. Ooh, those are really pretty. You know, I'm wondering, like how big are those? Are they like 12 millimeter, 18 millimeter? I'm just, because sometimes you can't tell by looking at something in a picture, so I'm just asking because I think they look so cool. They look like leaves. And then last we have Susanna, Louisville, Kentucky. Ooh, this one is so cool. She bought these Buddha heads. And look at the coil knots are like so good, Susanna. You did an excellent job. And that's one of the nice things about the Knotty-Do-It-All, making these kinds of knots. I mean, back in the day, before, I mean, I remember years and years ago, you know, I saw like stuff like this. And I thought to myself, there is no way I'll ever be able to make anything like this. And you know, the nice thing is with the board, it's very easy. I mean, it's very easy to make them, like space them, and plus just look how stunning it looks. So I thought this was a perfect design for that Buddha. Anyway, guys, that is our customer show for today. If you have anything you'd like to send in, send it to me at theknottydoitall@gmail.com. All right, so that was our customer show, and now we're going to get to our wonderful project. And I just want to do a shout out to everyone here today. We've got Rhonda, Laura Lee, Tess, Michael, Rita, and Ella. Ella, I hope you're not having trouble anymore. Oh, I read that you kept getting like bumped off. We have Jenny, Paula, Kathy, Julie. Oh, let's see. Do we get Kathy, Chris, and Norma? I want to say thank you guys for joining the show. All right, let's get to it. The if you don't know what a leadered needle is, this is, I mean, if you bought the board and you got one tip, this is the $100 tip. Because, okay, what this is fishing line. It doesn't, what I normally use is like maybe the 6 pound or the 4 pound, and I have it strung onto a needle. See that? It's and this is a John James 12. And the reason I do this is because it makes stringing beads onto thread a lot easier. And what I do is I make a bunch of them at one time, and then I have them on a magnet like this, and then what I do is I just to keep things nice and tidy, I tuck them under the elastic and you know, on both of them, you know, so I just like feed them under like this. I'll grab them all. And the reason I am talking about these because these are literally the backbone of almost every single thing I string, because most of my stringing, I do it on a doubled cord. And I know that, you know, sometimes you can use a large-eyed needle, but a lot of times the big-eyed needle is just too big at where the juncture where the cord meets the needle. And this, guys, I kid you not, is the best. So if it's foam core with a magnet, because I've got like a magnetic thing here that I just like stick them onto. But today we are going to be using these guys, so I'm going to grab one. And I make them long. Let me see how long I make them. This is about like 20 inches long. And the reason I make them long is so that I can reuse them rather than like every time I have to make one, you know, you have to like thread it, in which, you know, it becomes like a kind of like a chore. So when I do the knot on the end, that's like a double overhand. So it's not just once and then through, I do it again. And the reason I do that is because if you just do the single and pull it, it'll slide off. But if you double it, it's like it does not like slide. And then the next thing that's really important, see how now the knot is at the very like end, you want to offset it. So let's do that. So we're just prepping our leader needle. Okay, perfect. So the knot is like, see that? It's off to the side. So now, okay, for this bracelet, because normally when I, you know, I've done like some projects where I'll do like a multi-strand through the beads. But this one, I wanted the minimum number of melt spots. I wanted very clean, tapered ends because, okay, I'll tell you what the deal was. I made one, which was going to be the project, which was, you could kind of see the difference. Okay, so I made this one and see how it's got like a rectangular profile. And then I thought, oh, it's so nice. And I'm going to see if I could clean it up even more. So I did a couple of things, which I'll show you in a minute. But then see how it ended up being like really super tapered. And I thought, ooh, that looks good. You know, it's like minimum melt spots. It's just really clean. And I thought, well, you know, since the profile's so thin, I wonder if I could like stack them. And that's where I came up with the idea for, you know, this one and then this one as well. And look at that. Considering there's two of them like in here, it's like pretty like clean and thin. So what I did, you take you don't need much. These are, let's see, 20. Take about like just 2 strands of 24 inches of cord. And now we're going to get the beads on. And the way I did it is you make you have this cord here and then you have the other one and they're going to go into the beads. Let me see this. Boop. Maybe I should do it sideways. See that? See how the cords are like the bend is here and this one's here. So we're going to string these beads on and then go back through with the leader needle. And you know, at first I thought, oh, that's going to be so easy. I mean, how hard can that be? Oh my gosh, the beads fell off. And then I poked the thread and blah. It was just like this, like, no. So the quick and easy way to do it, you know, sometimes if the holes are like big enough, you don't even have to put you could just string this end through the beads and then but use the leader needle on the second round. I've already done this one here. These are not the agate, carnelian. And I used a white cord because I wanted to keep the luminosity of the beads, because if you put black in there, then it's going to like turn dark and we don't want that. And so that's like on this one, I have white cord going through, which keeps the luminosity, and then I did the macrame. So I am going to, what beads am I going to, oh yeah, I'm going to use these guys here. And while I'm stringing these on, I'll give you a couple of tips and tricks. Now, actually, these holes are small enough. Let me see if these will just fit right through. Nope. Okay. So I'm going to put the leader needle on and then string them on. So it doesn't matter which one. And I ran into a couple of situations. One of them, hang on, let me get this on. See that? Okay, we're just going to like string. Let me see how many I'm going to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to do 7. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. And okay, now we've got these strung on. Okay, the things you want to do. Put a knot on the end so the beads do not fall off, because they just kept falling off. And I'm like, I kept telling myself, this is supposed to be really easy. Okay, so now I'm going to come in and I'm going to cut the leader needle off, but I'm going to cut it like right at the the knot, because remember, we want to be able to use it as many times as possible. So I'm going to take this off and I'm going to retie it and then use it to get the other beads on. I'm gonna, oh my goodness, I've got 30 minutes. Ooh, let's see if I can do this. Okay. Okay, so this is offset. We're gonna put this on and, okay. When you come back through, for some reason, I don't know what I was thinking, but I kept doing it this way. You don't want to, you want to like flip it over and string it this way because you need this loop. Once it's inside the bead, it's got to be on the other side. So, okay, tip number 1, put a clip on here because while I was stringing these beads on, they kept falling off. So as long as you have a knot on this end and just like a clip on this end, you're good to go. So just to make it a little bit easier, I clipped it right there on the board. And let's see if I can fit. It's just to like hold it while I like feed the cord through. And a couple of things that happened to me while I was feeding the needle on, it pierced the thread. So if you just hold the needle on and then like feed a couple of through, that way you're not moving the needle, you're just like holding it while you string this cord on. And then I'm going to come in here and boop, see that? I'm pulling them right through. Okay, while I'm doing this, I'll tell you a couple of situations that I had. Okay, where is the bracelet? Ooh. Okay, for this one here, the holes were too small for the 0.9 waxed jewelry cord, which that's what I'm using, the 0.9. So what I ended up having to do was I had to I went and got the 0.5, which you could just get it's already like spooled, or you could split the 0.9, either way, and then that ended up working. The other situation that I had when I made the second one was that the holes were way too big. And so what I ended up doing was I doubled the 0.9. So on this one, the holes were about like 2¼ to 2½ millimeter. So this one actually has 2 cords going through it. And the reason that matters is because you want the as much cord like in the holes as possible, because otherwise when you macrame, and I'm sure like, you know, any of you that have macramed, you're like, oh my God, that bead went rogue, because the if you don't have enough like filling in the bead, when you macrame, it just like goes to the bottom, it shifts to the top, and it just like looks like really like weird. Okay, so now that we have that done, we're gonna come over here and check it out. You hook this on one peg and then you hook the other side. Let's get the clip off on the other peg. And let me take the leader needle off. And I just, I'll mention it again, just 2 24-inch strands folded in half. Like I said, for that part, you don't need, let me zoom out a bit. And then you just take these guys, check this out. Mine are 6 inches apart because it's for my wrist, but see how I'm pulling it? I'm going to bring it up so I can get space underneath. I'm going to pull. And then on this side, I'm going to pull and clip. And I'd like to take a little tiny clip to give it like extra, like strength, to, like holding power. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Isn't that cool? So it's 2 loops, boom, like straight into the for the bracelet. Okay, I'm going to pull on this side to get some tension, clip it, and I'll give you a couple of like tips for, because it's really important that you get it as centered as possible before you start. So over here, where is my cord? Guys, for some reason, I just never like remember like how much cord do I need. So for this one, I just like 3 yards, boom, 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 or 3 meters of wax jewelry cord, and then cut it in half. That was the easiest. It gave me the enough to make something a little bit longer, and plus it gave me the what is the leverage, because when you come back and do some of the macrame on the end, you need like leverage. So this 3 yards. If you make it and then you think, oh, I can do 2 and like 3/4 yards, and you know, just keep going until you can come up with the number that you need. So this is 3 yards, cut in half. And then I am going to find the center of those, which is right there. Okay, 2 things. We need to get the macrame right in the middle. So if you're using an odd number of beads, it's a little bit easy. I mean, an even number, because you just put 4 here, you put 4 here, and then you mark here. But in this case, I'm using an even number. So that means that this bead here is going to have to be like centered as much as possible. So in a case like this where there's a bead, I center it on the post. See that? I think it could even be a little more. Right there. Okay. So what we need to do is we're going to have to macrame this way and then macrame that way. However, if you start in the middle and you start, you know, doing your macrame, everything's going good, then you have to flip it over. You have to macrame like opposite, or else it's going to have like this like kink in it. But it's easy to do, and I'll show you like how to do that. So I'm going to come in here, center these cords, and then I'm just going to gently like clip this on here, just enough to hold it. Okay, right there. Okay, so I'm going to take this out. And if you're, let's say you've got the even number of beads, which like I think on this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, we're supposed to have 8. Oh, well, that's all right. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to start my macrame. Like I always do like this top bottom thing. So it's like top, bottom, and I'm not pulling too tight yet. So there's, whoops, there's top, bottom, and you can put, if it gets like dislodged, you could always put the your peg back in there, because right now it's still like movable. So I'm going to put this here, and then I'm going to flip it over, and then I'm going to do a top, bottom, top, bottom. Actually, that's probably the best thing to do. Just do like 1, and then, but when you do this side, you have to go the opposite way. So there's going to be a top, whoop, bottom, and then top, bottom. I mean, the funny thing about this project, it seems like it's complicated, but it's really not. Or maybe it is, and I'm just like delusional. Okay, so I'm going to do this bead, but then I'm going to go back, and since, well, let's do this, and then do a top and a bottom. So top, and then, whoa. Top, and then bottom. Okay. Okay, so since this bead is still like, it's not like totally anchored in there, we can put a peg in here, and let's check to see if it's centered. Nope. I'm going to scoot it down. Okay, that's perfect. So right there. So now I'm going to finish doing the macrame, the top, bottom. Let's just do that like real quick. I don't know why I did 7 beads. And if by any chance I don't finish this, I'll after, you know, I'll say goodbye at the end of the show, but I'll continue to record it. So that way, if you watch the replay on my website, you could see how I finished it. But I'm gonna try to like speed it up. Let's see. Maybe. Okay, I got 20 minutes. Okay, so I'm gonna speed it up, guys. Okay, then top, bottom. And then on the, I'm gonna do the last one, and I'm just gonna do a top and a bottom, and because that's gonna be important in just a second. top and bottom. So let's do it nice and tight. And remember, when you come the other way, you have to like macrame the opposite way. So we're going to do this one where it is top. And then see how I'm doing it like opposite? So let's see. I'll see if you guys have any like questions. Uh-oh. Bottom. Oh my gosh. Okay, who's a genius? Oh, birthday parties. Oh my goodness. Really? Oh, top, bottom. What are you guys talking? Because I'm doing this project. I'm trying like not to mess up. I'm trying to like, I'm trying to read the comments. Ugh. I think I need like a voice in my ear, so that way I can whoops, let's like read the comments. Wait, and okay, this is going to be a bottom, because I know that I always say, oh, when you macrame, you know, the little bump is if it's on one side, you know, you do the bottom. But when you're doing it opposite, like I'm doing, then you've got to, okay, so this is going to be a bottom. No, top. I don't even know. No, oh yeah, I don't even know anymore. I'm confused. Yes, top. Oh. Maybe this, see, I'm trying to teach something that I don't even know what I'm talking about. Okay. Yes. Okay. There. I don't know. I have it in my brain, but it doesn't come out of my mouth. I don't understand that. Okay. Top, bottom. Okay. So now we're going to, oh my gosh, am I going to have enough time? What do I do? You know what? I think what I'll do, guys, is, no. I'll just try to do this like very, 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 very fast. Let's see. Speedy Gonzalez here. 1, 2, 3. Cut. Okay. Center. Bead. And if you're wondering like, oh, why is it at 4? It's the I offset the cord on the board, because see, I started at like 1 down here, where no, oops, instead of 0, because I don't know why I did that, but I did. So let me put this here, and okay, so now I'm gonna gently do a top and a bottom. Ooh, girl, go back, okay. Ooh, top and bottom. And then one thing you could do, which I was gonna like try to like show you guys, is if you're using an even number, you can use like either like face powder on black, or like for the dark, for the dark I use face powder to do like the marking. And for the white, I just use like a pencil. So just to make it like easy. So here's the top and the bottom. Okay, so let's get this one. Okay, top, bottom. Okay, I'm gonna do this fast. Whoops, let's get this out of the way. And see, the little board is like perfect for this one. It's crazy. Bottom. I mean, God, I just, even if I really want to get to like the part where I start to reduce them down, because that's really the important part. Top, bottom, top, bottom, and oh, okay. So I'm just gonna babble a bit here. If you say, oh, like a top and a bottom is not enough, the space is too close, or top bottom is too big, what you can do is top bottom top, okay? But when you get to the next bead, It has to be bottom, top, bottom, because you need to keep that sequence of top, bottom, top, bottom, top, bottom, or else your beads will start to get like crooked. So that is, let's see, this one is a top. Top. Oh yeah, see, because I'm trying to keep that sequence. I'm going to do a top and a bottom. Okay, let's get this one. And you know what? One nice thing about rectangular beads as opposed to the round ones, which is really, really nice, is that you can really, really tighten them because it doesn't, because sometimes when you macrame around a round bead, you got to be kind of careful because it'll like buckle over. But the rectangular ones, I mean, they're fantastic because you could crank them down and make them really, really tight and not worry about the cord that wraps around the bead, like popping off. Okay, ooh, okay, now the fun part. Okay, so top, bottom. Okay, so, okay, nice and tight, 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 and, okay. Lighter or thread zap, okay, now we need to start reducing down. So this is what you do. Let's see. We need to stack them on top of each other. Okay, so let's get this one. Let's get this off. Okay. Okay, we're going to stack this one, whoops, on top of this one. Okay. Okay, now here's the tricky part. If I don't get to finish, you're going to do the same thing on both sides. Okay, so you have your cords on the bottom. And see, look at all these cords. I mean, if you try to like macrame all this in there, it is going to be a big mess. So what you do is, okay, so you want them to be even. See, so there's a little bit of an offset here and here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the blue off, put this aside, and I'm going to do a couple more macrames so that they are even. So there's a top, bottom, and let's remeasure. One more. Top, top, bottom, top. Okay. So we need to do the same thing on the other side. So I'm going to flip it over. I'm just going to get it done like right now before I forget. So there's a top, bottom, top. Okay. Nice and super tight. Boom. Okay, it's going to flip this over. Put this aside. Now put this one on top. And then put this one back on. Okay. Okay, now for the fun part. Okay, these cords here, you don't want to melt them off because then you're going to have those melt spots. So we want to blend it into the loop. So what we're going to do is we're going to clip these guys in here, the two macrame, and then the ones that are in the middle, cut one because we're going to start staggering the cuts. So we're going to take some nice like sharp scissors, and remember it has to be the middle cord because that middle cord is not going anywhere because it's already like really like macrame into here. So we're going to cut one. Let's just trim one. Okay. And then on these guys here, you want them to be thin. So what I do is I separate them out because when you're macrameing over like some pretty thick stuff, you want your cords to be thin. So we're going to thin them out. So there's one, and then the other one on the bottom, we're going to come over here and do exactly the same thing. Thin it out. And usually I do the one on the bottom because for me, it's just easier. Okay, oh my goodness, the heat is on, 10 minutes. Ooh. Okay, so I'm going to come in here and I'm going to pull on all of them just to straighten them out. See how when you pull on them real tight, they all straighten out really nicely. Okay, so now I'm going to, you got to kind of look and you want to grab the ones on, the best that you can do, like the ones that seem like they're on top, which are those two. So I'm going to put these in here now. Okay, so now with these, I'm going to start macrameing. I'm going to do a top and a bottom. See that? I'm crunching them all together. Top and then bottom. Okay. Okay. Now, every time you do that, you need to come in and trim something off. I'm going to do another top bottom. Let's see, top. Let's see, bottom. And now we're going to start trimming. Let's trim that one, the other middle one. And then you're going to do a top and a bottom. Top and top, bottom. Okay, now we're going to trim. Let's see. What are we going to trim? Let's trim this one. And then we do a top and a bottom. See how, see what I'm doing is that you're tapering the top and bottom. And now we're going to trim this one. Top, bottom. So that way, do you see where this is going? You get a nice clean taper. Top, bottom. Okay, now we are going to trim that one. And then a top and a bottom. Top, bottom. Okay. And as long as you're doing that nice and tight, you're not going to have any troubles. Okay, now we're going to start trimming the let's see, this one. Top and a bottom. So you're just top, bottom, tighten. Okay, now we're getting towards the end, and so we need to put our faux leather in there. So I'm going to take about 12 inches, and it doesn't look like I'll have time, guys, but for this show, but it'll be, I'll continue to record it. So now you pop this out, you put your faux leather in, and then you clip it. And then let's see, we did our top and bottom, and then I'm gonna come in here and snip off a white one, and then do a top and a bottom. So top, oops, wrong one. Uh-oh. Top, bottom. I know that does this seem complicated, or does it seem complicated, or does it make sense? I need to know. Okay, now we're gonna like cut this one. I think it's kind of like, I'm gonna look at the comments because I need to know. Does it like, it seems complex, but I think it's simple. Top, bottom. Now what you do is you keep macrameing all the way to the end of the faux leather till you get it like really, really like cranked down. And basically you do the same thing on the other side, and then you crisscross the ends over. You know, maybe I'll do, oh, that's perfect. I'll do that. Top, bottom, because I already have like a bracelet already made. Oh, that's perfect. And you just keep going till you get to the end, just like that. See that? And then I've got this one done, so basically you do the, oh good, I think I'm gonna have time. Oh, this is fantastic. So it'll end up looking like this. So we could see here, look at that, isn't that pretty? Look at that, nice, clean, super, oh my gosh, look at that, beautiful, nice, clean. Oh, nothing makes me more happy than a nice, clean, finished end. So you have your faux leather here, and then it'll end up looking like this. So what you do is you crisscross the ends over and, oh, this is great. I'm glad I had this one like not so finished because it's perfect. And then you crisscross the ends over just like that. And now we are going to make a macrame slide knot. And I know most of the time when I get to like the end, I'm like, and I never have time to finish the macrame slide knot, but I think today I've got the time, yay. And you guys know this one, right? Right. And when I do the macrame slide knot, I do it with a slippery cord, which is usually like a faux leather, because it seems like no matter how tight you make it, it slides. And it's just regular macrame, but with slippery cord. And that's the difference between using the waxed and the faux leather. You do not want to, it's not going to work. If you try doing a binding knot with faux leather, it just doesn't work. The only time it would work is if you put glue and actually macrame over the glue. But for a sliding knot, you don't want to do that. Otherwise, it's not going to slide. Because I know that once upon a time, I don't know what I was thinking. Because you know, with leather, you can't make a slide knot with leather unless you do like certain things, but you can't melt it. So your only option is to like glue it, which I did in a huge mistake. That was pitiful because it ended up like sticking to the let me see, now you need a lighter. Let me grab it. Okay. Blow, and we're going to come in here and tap. Tap, tap. Ooh. Man, you gotta like get the timing just right for that little like tap tap, because if you don't, then if you do it too quick, you could burn your finger. If you wait too long, you can't melt it. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, perfect. Ooh, I'm so happy. Okay, let's move this aside. Now we want to like make it as, oh, you know what, guys? I want to tell you something like really weird. I don't know how, but now I have apparently a YouTube channel. Because I was, I mean, and if you don't follow me, it's not going to hurt my feelings. But I don't know, I was just messing around one day and I'm like, what does this do? So I pushed a button and apparently it uploaded a video, which, you know, I had no idea. Because like I said, I was just messing around. And I started getting these emails. Oh, you have a new follower. And I'm like, what? A follower on YouTube? I don't even have a YouTube channel, or I thought I didn't. I thought I just had like my own personal thing. And then I started getting like a couple of comments and I thought, is this like a joke or something? So I went back and I looked to see what was going on. And apparently I do have a YouTube channel, and I felt bad deleting it because a couple of people had made like comments. And so what I'm doing now is I'm just putting my finishing touches on the end. So I uploaded some more videos on the YouTube channel. They're all like JTV Extra shows in case, you know, they ever, you know, go into like the abyss. So I kind of have like a backup there for like whatever reason. Like let's say one day my website, like the video player's down and you guys desperately need to like look at something, you could always like go on YouTube to check it out. But I'm still in the process of like doing things like chapter markers and like uploading like other videos because I mean, bless your soul if you're following me, because I'm just like, what? Okay, so then the last thing you do, oh my God, I got 1 minute. Okay, so you come in and then you just like cut and then you melt the ends of each of these. Oh, I can't believe the timing was perfect. on this. Let me see like how much time I actually, oh, thank you, Tess. Oh, I've got like 30 seconds. I'll do one and then I'll bid you guys farewell because I always like to say goodbye. So you're gonna blow and then tap it down. And then you do the same to all the rest. And then look at that. Isn't that just like the coolest? Because sometimes you have like 2 beads. I usually, girl, you can just make 2. But you know what? Sometimes you just want them together forever. And this, I think, is the best way to get 2 macrame bracelets together is doing that taper. And in the near future, this video will also be like available on my website and YouTube as well. So if you, like I said, if I don't know, it's so funny. I'm like, I have a YouTube channel now. And I'm still like, I don't know what I'm doing. But if you want to subscribe, good. If you don't, just watch the videos on my website. Anyway, guys, it is 11 o'clock in the morning here. It's time for me to bid you guys farewell. I will see you next Thursday. That will be, let's see, today's the 19th. June 26th at 10 a.m. I'll be here. All right, guys, I'll see you next week. Bye.